welcome to a video which is definitely premature, but at the end of the day I'm bored and just want to talk about the Premier League, because what else is there better to do right now. So this is going to be my extremely early Premier League predictions, and the predictions which I'm not too confident about, to be honest, but hey, we move. Quick early thing I want to get out of the way quickly is that I often like to throw in a few shocks, a few surprises in there, a few wild cards. So expect maybe a bit of a different list to what other people are going to be doing. Definitely a lot later than I am, but let's get on to it. So starting off, actually before I get into that, obviously this is just the elephant in the room. I'm doing this on a tier list, which is a bit different to what I've done in the past. Obviously, I've done a prediction video for the last few seasons now. So we've got just tier for the relegated 16th, 17th, so just above mid-table here for 15th to 10th. Europa League 5th to 6th. Champions League in the second tier, and just the overall Winners of the League in the top tier. Obviously makes sense. So let's not waste any time, and we're going to start with the three teams I think would be relegated. Now, the interesting thing about this is that there's two I'm pretty confident about, and that's Norwich and Watford. I like Watford to stay up. Big up the Cycling GK, Ben Foster, absolute hero, god amongst men. But if we're going to be honest, their squad is not really Premier League quality. They've got a few decent little gems in there, as Marlon Sarr being the star of the show. But apart from that, not really anyone really to shout about. Don't really know who the managers either. So yeah, that's not really looking great for Watford. Say, as for Norwich, I mean, they've developed a reputation recently being a bit of a yo-yo club. Yeah, and I mean, I rate the manager. He's decent. And I'm happy to see they've stuck by him. But losing one of the best players in the Emiliano Buendia is not going to help things. And they got relegated with him in the team, so I don't know what they're going to be doing without him. So I'm confident there too. Go down. But to be honest, I'm not too keen. I'm not too sure on the third team to go down. I'm thinking either Palace, Brighton, Brentford, or Burnley. Looking at this, and originally I had Brighton and Burnley, but I think Brighton's a weird one. You know what? I'm gonna go with Burnley. We're gonna go with Burnley. I think that time's up in this league. I think Sean Dyche has took the team as far as he can. I think he'll actually go. That's my prediction. I think Sean Dyche will leave Burnley in the season. Whether he gets sacked or not, I don't know. But I think either way he'll depart ways. He's good servant to the club. He's done really well there. But I think their time's up in this league now. I think that the squad isn't really getting much better. Obviously, the owners aren't very rich. The owners, they're decent. They care about the club, but they're just not rich enough, really, and that means they can't really buy many top quality players. And they've got a few little gems in there, like Dwight McNeil, player I rate quite highly. So you've got quite a few decent defenders. You know what you're going to get from Burnley, that rock solid, 100% work rate, Brexit style football, and they've got a very, very good goalkeeper as well, but I just don't think they'll have enough this time to stay up. Now, moving on to 16th and 17th, so two places I think it's going to be the two teams who make up the South, what is it, I don't even know what the Bird Derby. In Brighton and Crystal Palace. A lot of people tipping Crystal Palace to go down this season. I'm tipping them to just stay up 17th, I think. I really hope they do well. Obviously, Patrick Vieira is the manager now, so all Arsenal fans will be Crystal Palace fans for 36 games of this 38-game season. I really hope he does well. Naturally, they've been quite heavily linked recently with some of our young players. Your Eddie Nketiahs, your Niles, Reece Nelsons. I think they'll probably get at least one of those three. I can see definitely probably Eddie Nketiah moving to Croydon, at least if he is in South Croydon, South London, I don't even know. But Selhurst Park, I know that for sure. And I'm a fan of some of those, they brought in Elise from Reading, very highly rated, heard a lot of really good things actually about him, quite a few Arsenal fans wanted us to buy him. And I know we were interested, so I think it'll be Gazan Palace. Eze injured for the start of the season will be a blow. Hopefully he comes back soon. Really like the look of him. I think Zaha will stay. I think the ship's sailed now. I certainly think we won't be buying. Obviously, we've heavily linked with him for years and years and years. Obviously, big Arsenal fan himself, Wilfried Zaha, so he would definitely love that move. I think he'll stay, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he sees out the rest of his career at Palace, really, because Yeah, I don't really see anyone really, but maybe someone like Everton or West Ham, to be honest. But so I will definitely stay at Palace. And as for Brighton again, I like this. I think a lot of people are tipping them to do really well this season. I just can't really see it really. I rate their manager. I think he's a good manager, but again, Tony Bloom is a fantastic owner. But again, I'm not sure if he's rich enough to really buy top quality Premier League players for Brighton. However, they are pocketing a healthy 50 million quid from the sale of Ben White to my beloved Arsenal. And I think even though a lot of Brighton fans might not say he's their best centre back, obviously they've got Lewis Dunk, who's a decent player, but you know, Ben White was still very instrumental into how they play football, and I really like how they play football. I think they're a very good footballing side, but yeah, I just don't see them investing loads, and I think that's what they really need to do, especially in the striker department. Neil Maupay is not really good enough for the Premier League, and you know they create a lot of chances, but they just can't really finish them. Quite evident to Arsenal in today's game against Rangers. Which I'm recording this a few hours after the game ended. So yeah, the Bird Derby teams make up that area of the league table. Now we're going to be adding 4 teams here from 15th to 11th, and the first one is going to be the Bees, the mighty Bees, Brentford. Again, maybe a bit of a shock here. I predicted them quite high on the table. I really rate Brentford. I think they have a really decent season. 15th for them would be brilliant. Fantastic, going a really well-run club. There's a really good feel-good factor around Brentford right now, and I think that can really carry far. You know, just look at Luton Town. You know, they went from the conference to mid-table championship in 6 years, if not less. So yeah, Brentford. Another thing which Brentford have, and I've always said this: if you're coming up from the Premier League, make sure you either A, already have, or B, buy a proven goal scorer. And Brentford have just that. And Ivan Toney, the guy, is absolute bagsman. And yeah, he will definitely get goals. That's for sure. Team, once again, a team that creates quite a lot of chances, and I really like watching them play in that playoff final. Joining Brentford in 14th place, I'm going to go with Newcastle, a big club, a club that I really respect, a club which has been ruined by the guys upstairs at that club, and a club which I can really relate to. You know, as an Arsenal fan, you know, a big club really, you know, underachieving right now, and you know they shouldn't be. They should be. When you look at the size of Newcastle, when you look at the fan base, they should be really in these 2 spots. But I think 14th for Newcastle would be pretty just standard. Steve Bruce, even though he's done okay at Newcastle, I think again he'll think either gets sacked or just starts to move on. I think he'll be gone by the end of the season at Newcastle. And I can see him bringing someone like I don't know off the top of my head, someone like Sean Dyche. There you go. I think Sean Dyche could definitely go from Burnley to Newcastle. I think that'd be a good move for all involved. Joe Willock, but at the time of I'm recording this, has not been confirmed as a back at Newcastle on loan, but I do think that it will go through. He was very instrumental in their late season success last time, and hopefully he can do the same for them this time out. I think Callum Wilson will continue to score goals as well, and St. Maximin is a player which, you know, he's got bags of quality. Now, 13th place, I'm going to go with the Saints, Southampton. I think they'll lose Danny Ings, and that'd be a big blow. There was a team which started quite well under Ralph Hasenhüttl, but really fell off for the second half of the season. If it wasn't for that really good first half, could have definitely seen themselves go down. But again, 13th, just a bit meh, really. I think they'll lose Danny Ings, but I think they'll replace him. Again, a team which I don't mind, got respect for, a manager which isn't too bad. Ralph Hasenhüttl, he's not a bad manager, but yeah, he's just sort of meh, really. For Southampton, don't really know what to say. Now, moving on to, so it's 15, 14, 15, 12th, I'm going to go with Wolves, I think. Nuno's out the door after a few years. I've never really got the Nuno hype, to be honest with you. I never really saw brilliant manager there, but they brought in some Portuguese guy, of course. You know, Wolves, Portugal definitely have their links. Not really sure who he is, but any time will tell. Raul Jimenez is back, which is a massive boost. I remember watching that game live where he fractured his skull. Actually, it was really quite scary actually watching that live. But really good to see him back. Very happy for him, and it'll be a big boost. And yeah, I think just 12 countries. This whole section is just a bit like meh, really, up until we get like 7th. But yeah, Wolves. So that's 15, 14, 15, 12. So finishing off this section in 11th. Looking at teams, I'm going to go with West Ham. Surprise of the season last time, brilliant season under David Moyes. Really happy for them. Again, a bit like Newcastle, a bit of a a club with a really big fan base. I wouldn't say they're a really big club, but they've got big fan base, big stadium, and they deserve to be a lot higher than where they have been recently. They've got some good players. Declan Rice, I think Declan Rice will stay at West Ham for one more season. I think that this one will be his last one. I think he'll go at the end of this campaign, but I think he will stay around. I think David Moyes will as well, especially if they get the 11th place. That's okay. That's not really anything bad for West Ham. That's around where they should be. It's going to be interesting how they do in Europe. But yeah, again, bit of a fall off, but you kind of have to expect that. So yeah, just 11th for West Ham, and I'm not sure their fans can really complain with that. So right now we've got 20th, 19th, 18th, 17th, 16th, 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th, and 11th, and moving on to 10th place, and slap bang in mid-table. I'm going to go with Leeds United. Pretty sure that's where they were last time, and yeah, I think they'll build a foundation for the next few years. A solid mid-table club. They've got a fantastic manager, a good group of young players. Well, not always young, actually, a good group of players which really build into his philosophy. And yeah, so solid 10th place for Leeds. 9th, and now this is going to be probably the biggest shock. I'm going to go with Tottenham Hotspur in 9th. Now, this isn't what you may think. This is not what I want. Well, it is what I want to happen, but it's also what I think will happen. And the reason for that is, like I said previously, I don't rate Nuno Espirito Santo as a manager. I never have. Never really got the hype behind him. I just feel like he's just a clone of Mourinho, but worse, really. He's just the same as me, a Portuguese defence-focused manager without the impressive CV. I think it's only a matter of time regarding Kane. I think that it's not a matter of if he will leave. I think it's a matter of when. It's just who can afford him, i.e. Man City. That will leave them in the mud and having to rely on Son for goals when they inevitably replacing someone like Danny Ings. Yeah, 9th for Spurs, and Nuno will be out the door very quickly. 8th. So, 8th place. Right. 8th place, I'm going to go with Aston Villa. Again, another club I've got a lot of respect for. A very big club in English football, and a club which has slowly but surely been on the rise. Really good season last time out. The only thing which sets it back for me is I'm still not sure about their manager. It's the only thing. I'm not too sure on Dean Smith. I don't really know what his style of play is. I think a lot of his style of play last season was Grealish and Hope, and when Grealish got injured, it kind of like, their form kind of dipped a bit, but it wasn't awful. And yeah, 8th place, pretty good again for Aston Villa, just missing out on a European spot. 7th, I'm going to go with actually no, wait, I'm going to swap that around. Actually, I'm going to go Villa 7th. This is literally in the moment. 7th Aston Villa, 8th Everton. Yeah, Everton. Actually, hold up. No, we're going to do this. We're going to be Spurs up to 8th, Everton in 10th, and Leeds in 9th. Very unprepared. But Everton in 10th, again, I just don't see, I don't rate Rafa Benitez, really. I think, again, he'll be no match, be out the door, especially if he starts badly. The fans already don't want him there. He hasn't even played his side hasn't even played a game yet. So I think that'll be a factor. I just see Everton just fading again. Right then, moving on to 6th place, and that is where I'm going to put my club, Arsenal. Very interesting. I don't know. We're making signings which are going to improve us. Ben White coming in 50 million, and I'm sure others will follow. But I just don't think we have enough to get in that top 4. I think Mikel Arteta will last the whole season, but that's only if we start well, which I think we will. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not really that confident as well, but yeah, I think we'll definitely improve on the last 2 seasons, but still 6th. Yeah, it's like, so I don't really know what else to say, really. It's just another disappointing season, but a slight step in the right direction. Now, this is probably the biggest shock of my entire predictions. I wanted to go out there and choose a team in 5th that would usually pretty much everyone would expect to be in top 4. At first I had Chelsea, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure about that. I'm going to put Manchester United in 5th, and that is maybe a big shock, but reason for that is I think they're going to go quite heavy in transfer window, and I can see a few of those players flopping. I don't think Sancho will be great. Varane looks to be coming in again. I'm not sure. I think Varane would do okay, but I can see Sancho definitely flopping, and I still don't rate Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to be honest. And I think they'll struggle. I think Ole will be another manager out the door by the end of the season. So I think 5th place, and yeah, no trophies for Manchester this season, I'm afraid. 4th, and then a bit of another shock, Leicester. I think this is their season. I think this is the year they finally get into the Champions League. I think it'll be 3rd time lucky for them, and I don't really have another reason other than I think that I think they'll just get their heads down and think, right, this is the season we have to get in Champions League. Come so close in the last 2. I think they'll get it this season. And signed Daka from Salzburg, who's a goal machine over there, and yeah, I think they'll have a very good season left and sneak into that top 4. 3rd place, I'm going to go with Chelsea, the Champions League winners. Yep, just standard really, 3rd place. They're going to spend a lot more money as usual and just get 3rd, and I think I can see them winning either the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup as well this season. And yeah, don't really know what else to say. Now, here we go. So, Man City and Liverpool next to 2 proper, really, great clubs right now. Obviously been fighting up for the title for the last few years, and I think this year again maybe a bit of a surprise. A lot of people are tipping Man City to win back-to-back titles. I am not. Man City 2nd, Liverpool to win the league. Now, let's get on to Man City. I think they'll strengthen very, very heavily. As usual, to spend loads and loads of money because that's what they do. I think they can go. I can definitely see them start signing Kane. And yeah, that's gonna just make them insane. And they're a brilliant football team, but I think Liverpool may just sneak it. I can see it being a couple of points, and there's a few reasons for that. Number 1, the return of fans. On its day, in English football anyway, the Anfield is there's no place like it. Especially on Champions League night and a massive game, Anfield is an absolute fortress, and what Liverpool have done to that stadium, they've improved it both physically and mentally, and I think that. Yeah, I can see Liverpool just getting their heads down again, like saying, right, let's go for it again this year. Really, despite a 3rd place finish, it was a poor season for them last time out. And again, to be honest, I could probably see Klopp going at the end of the season. I think that, again, he's taken Liverpool as far as he can. He's done brilliantly there. And I think one thing Klopp hasn't done though is win a FA Cup. Or a Carabao Cup. I can definitely see him winning one of those 2 trophies. Because they haven't really done really well in the cups in the last few years, quite surprisingly. But yeah, I'm going to go with Liverpool to win the league. And another reason is Van Dijk's back. Of course, they're not going to have, I think one of the things which really contributed to their failures, especially at one point where they're just losing game after game after game at home, especially, was those injuries, and Van Dijk was a big part of that, out for a long time. He's back, and he will be massive for them. They've added Konate. At the time of recording, there's not really anyone else, but I can see them definitely bringing some players, and maybe someone like Renato Sanchez, who they have been linked to, and I'm going to have Liverpool to win the league. So that is my predictions. To sum it up, Watford 20th, Norwich 19th, Burnley 18th, Palace 17th, Brighton 16th, Brentford 15th, Newcastle 14th, Southampton 13th, Wolves 12th, West Ham 11th, Everton 10th, Leeds 9th, Spurs 8th, Villa 7th, Arsenal 6th, Manchester United 5th, Leicester 4th, Chelsea 3rd, Manchester City 2nd, and Liverpool champions to win the league. So, that's my extremely early Premier League predictions. I'm almost definitely going to be getting every single one wrong, but hey, you never know. So that is my predictions. Hope you enjoyed all that good stuff. See you guys in a later video. Goodbye.